Hey guys, thanks for joining the video. Pardon me not being on camera, guys. I'm already in my pajamas, if you don't mind, because I'm tired. Okay, this has been a very long day. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the video. This is a quick pop in. We're not going to be on here very, very long. So yes, let's go ahead and get into these topics. All right. Happy Thursday to everyone. And happy Friday Eve is what I like to call it. Okay, let's get in here. Hi, Lana Thomas. Thanks for being here, love. Let's get into the first topic. Okay, everything said in this video is alleged, in my opinion, and is used for fair use and entertainment. Hi, Living with Purpose. I see you coming in. Minky Finky and everyone joining. Thanks for joining. All right. First topic. As you guys know, the Braxton's are set to be coming back here early October, the first week of October. I think it's the 3rd. I think. Yeah, so Tamar and Tony Braxton has a knockdown drag out in this particular scene here I'm going to show you guys, and it all stems from their niece Ashley, which is their brother's daughter, who came out on her Instagram and on her social media to let the world know that one of her aunt's husbands did some inappropriate things with her. So Senator Tamar and Tony Braxton go at it after Tamar claimed that she was sent a cease and desist for inviting their niece Ashley on her podcast to discuss alleged ABUs from her father and uncle. It says that Tamar says that Tony actually wanted the niece to appear on their TV show and said that don't you effing go there, Tamar, which is what Tony is telling her. So Tony got a little hood on Tamar. All right, we're going to go ahead and watch it so you guys can see what's going on according to Neighborhood Talk. Thank you.
Hello. Well, hi. We have had a series of unfortunate events in the Braxton family lately.
What we were told is you didn't want to film with us.
Well, you already know why I want to film with y'all.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
My niece Ashley, who we love very much, posted her videos on social media with some accusations about her family. My family was a little surprised.
Well, there was a lot going on the internet.
Tamar announced that she would be interviewing our niece Ashley on Tamar's podcast. I didn't think it was a good idea.
I am getting Ashley here. You're not going to make me feel bad about that. I wanted her to come to a safe place to tell her story.
And all of this happened right before we started shooting season 2 of the Braxtons.
Next thing I know, y'all tried to shut down my entire
Don't
business.
say y'all.
Sending a cease and desist is shutting down my business. No. Exhibit B. The cease and desist. I got a cease and desist before Ashley was on my podcast. I didn't even say anything. I was not involved in any way, shape, or form of sending a cease and desist letter. My name was nowhere on it. Nobody wanted to come to my defense.
So you're going to sit there and say, Tony Braxton?
Tony Braxton, I got you on the phone.
No. Tony Braxton ain't never had your back.
I got Tony Braxton.
I want to know record.
I want to be
say, I don't have your back?
You didn't have my back when it...
With a heavyweight, don't put me, Tamar. Don't put Tony Braxton.
And then when Tony said we need to have her on the show,
I told you we need to have Ashley on the show.
I never say that. Yes, I never said that.
She's
Tell
lying.
my mother. Don't swear your mother.
I said just show her the Chiglin circuit, and we shouldn't do it.
You said have her on the Braxton
This is
show.
not the forum.
You said that.
This is not the forum.
You said that.
Don't you go there.
Don't you? Oh, Exhibit B.
Ah.
Just in the feast.
Okay, so when I tell
this is their niece Ashley, who is talking about what happened to her, and Tamar invited her on a podcast to tell her story, which then she wound up being on this season of the Braxtons, and she's telling her story. Many people have been insinuating that it could be Gabe, which is Trina's ex-husband, who is now deceased from cancer, that may have done some inappropriate use of things to Ashley. Okay. Yeah, so let's get into it.
a story today, and that story is about how one of my aunts in my family do not talk to me because they think that I, at the age of 16, did something with her partner at the time. And I have been a nervous wreck to talk about something like this and to tell this story. A, because of my family. B, because I don't want people, it's not to hurt people to tell my story. But at the same time, I've been working through this so much in therapy, and this is something that goes way deep to my core in terms of worthiness and how I feel about myself. And it's been such a journey. Okay, so I want to tell a story today. And it's that moment of my life where I have to like fully confront it and face it and talk about it, but talk about it because I also want to shed light for the women and the men and anybody who has gone through something like this, where you were underage and something in that sort of manner happened in terms of that sort of word of abuse. And I feel like I have to be careful with what I'm saying here because I don't want to be banned from talking about these situations, but also we kind of have to talk about it. I'm also not very good at storytelling, and I'm new to all this, and I'm also trying to get ready at the same time and tell a story. Yeah, so one of my aunts does not talk to me because I guess she felt like I did something with her partner at that time. And nothing happened, but I'm going to try to tell the story quickly and also not name any names. And so I was with this aunt for the summer with my sister, and I can't remember how much time had passed since we were there in the summer for a little bit of time to when we got home. And when I think it was my stepmother was going through my phone and she found this conversation, this sort of conversation. And she showed it to my dad, and my dad called that aunt and we spoke about it and we talked about it a little bit. And I remember just a lot of emotions, was a lot going on. I was 16 at the time and I'm 32 now. I had to think about it. I'm 32 now. And yeah, so one of my aunts does not. So, oh my God, it's been 16 years. This is wild. Anyway, okay. So yeah, my aunt was there for me. She was very kind and very nice. And was like, I'm so sorry that this happened to you, blah, 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 blah. And not blah, 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 but she was very kind and it just felt like safe, But then as the years had gone by, it's like that mood and that assumption that I didn't do anything because I was a child was not that assumption anymore. And it boggled my mind because it was like, wait, but if it happened or if it was true, then that would make him,
Ghetto.
And like, you're okay with that? Like that's what you would like so to hear. And I will just never forget how when I got older, I just realized that I really had to take the time and go back to that part of my life and understand how much feeling of like I didn't matter, that I was unworthy. It just felt like love from my family was just cut off and gone. And you're like,
So what it sounds like to me is that the dad was trying to keep her quiet so that she doesn't go public and talk about this situation to expose the person. They were trying to handle it quietly within the family, but she didn't get the response she was looking for, or maybe the support that she was looking for and or needed. So she took to social media, which they got upset with her and started sending her all these cease and desist to be quiet and not talk about it. I think that she maybe reached out to Tamar. Tamar maybe was understanding a little bit more than the other aunts and gave her a platform to tell her story, which was on her podcast. Upon her doing so, one of the sisters, according to Tamar, she's saying it was Tony saying, well, hey, let her come on the show. Upon her coming on the show, it sounds like a bunch of cease and desist were sent to Tamar and maybe to this daughter in terms of making her be quiet and not talk about whoever this person was that did something inappropriate. Now, I noticed Trina wasn't really saying much, but just making faces at the table. Again, a lot of people were insinuating that it was Gabe that sent said inappropriate messages to this girl when she was 16 years old and may have done something allegedly inappropriate as well, according to what she was alluding to. But what it says here is that Tony and Tamar claimed that she was sent a cease and desist for inviting their niece Ashley onto the podcast. They said, if you recall, that Ashley previously alleged ABUs from her father and claimed that at 16 years old, she received an inappropriate text from one of the Braxton sisters' husbands. Now, she says that she was cut off from that aunt during the fallout of the drama. She said that Tamar claims that they only wanted to provide her niece, that she only wanted to provide her niece a safe space, but whoever sent the cease and desist was not here for it. Tamar says that it was Tony that sent the cease and desist. Tony denies that she sent the cease and desist. So I'm not sure who sent it. I would think that they would know, because on any cease and desist, it would have the person's name that sent it to you. So for Tony to say she didn't, if her name is on there, then that would kind of make Tony look like a liar. Okay, so I'm not sure who sent it, but she's alleging that her father was abusive towards her. I'm not sure in what way. Maybe he put hands on her for maybe bucking against his wishes of not speaking on that. I'm not sure how that situation happened. I'm just insinuating myself, but according to what she's saying, she was abused by her father and her sister's husband and or partner at the time. So that's what's going on with that. It appears that this is going to be something that's going to be seen on the Braxton show, being that they've already milked that situation with Tracy's son. And now they don't want him on the show because his father, which is Tracy's ex-husband, was also trying to tell his story on the show. And they were saying they were not going to give him a platform to do so because it's their show. So because they wanted to talk about their part and he not be able to talk about his, since Tracy passed away, they want nothing to do with him. So they cut out Tracy's son as well. So this season, they're going for the next niece in order to carry on a storyline to make the show interesting, okay? Because a lot of people kind of felt a way about them and how they pulled Tracy's son out to be on this show, like right after Tracy passed away. He was still grieving his mom and going through his own personal issues as well, some health issues. I didn't know he was suffering seizures. He had a seizure actually on the show, according to him. So that was kind of selfish to kind of put him in that situation under that immense type of stress in order for them to get ratings for this show. But that's what's going on with that. Again, the Braxtons will be back. I think it is October the 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. So I will be watching. Okay. Thank you guys. Let's move on to the next topic. All right. I think they're going to be on the We channel. Okay. If you guys have that. All right, let's get on to some Diddy news, child. Let's get on to some Diddy news. He's still trying to convince the judge that he is not the slime ball that he is. They did have some type of court date today because I did see his mother was there, his twin daughters and his other daughter Chance was there. His sons were also there as well to go to that hearing. So Diddy is trying to get this whole conviction totally wiped out and or erased from his record, and he's looking to get 12 to 14 months if he gets any time at all. So he wants to have this whole case retried so that he don't have any charges on him. Yeah, because that's a bad look. That's a very bad look for him. Okay. But yeah, let's get into it, honey. Diddy tells the judge that he's not an SEX trafficker, but an amateur PORN producer and wants the conviction erased. Yeah, no, Diddy. Okay. Hell no. So it said that Diddy showed up to court on Thursday, which is today, marking his first appearance inside a Manhattan federal court since his conviction in July. Now, the mogul was there to fight the ruling he received, offering a new angle. Now, the Bad Boy Records founder is pushing for the charges to be tossed, or at the very least, a new trial focused only on the charges that he is found guilty of under the Mann Act. Now, the producer, supported by his loved ones, listened to his attorney, Alexandra Shapiro, argued that his actions did not constitute prostitution. It says that instead, he claimed that the freak-offs that he arranged were more about commercial voyeurism. He goes on to say that since Diddy had no financial stake in the sexual encounters that he orchestrated and frequently filmed, said that his legal team believed that he should be protected by the First Amendment. Going on to say prosecutors Christy Slavic and Meredith Foster disagreed, says that they insisted that Diddy's actions met the legal definition of transporting individuals for prostitution, pointing out that he paid for travel and arranged hotel rooms. It goes on to say that Slavic also pushed back on the notion that filming the encounters made Diddy a PORN producer, okay? So to read up more on that, so they're arguing back and forth where Diddy's trying to get these prostitution and other charges that he was found guilty of thrown out and dismissed and erased from his record. The defense is pushing back, saying no, he definitely paid for it and arranged for these rooms. Of course, you can go back and look at the video where Cassie was seen being beaten at the hotel in the not in the lobby, but in the hotel hallway, in front of the elevators, where she was being made and drugged back into the hotel room because she was running away from said freak off. It was said that there was a freak off set up on that particular day. She did not want to do it. She waited until Diddy was out of sight, and she ran out of the room, in which we saw on the video, which was provided by CNN, where Diddy came out of the room running down the hallway in a towel and proceeded to be abusive, kicking, hitting, punching, everything you can think of Cassie, to make her go back into and dragging her back into the hotel room for said freak off. So it does show that he was involved in, and there are other people who came forward as well to testify that Diddy was definitely involved. So we're not going to do this whole he was, trying to be this freaky voyeurism and just recording shit. Like, he's trying to remove himself from it. But this shit been going on for years, according to what many people have been saying. Other people have talked about it. A lot of celebrities have become quiet about it, because I feel like some of them have been participants in this said freaky bullshit that's been going on, that I feel like he shouldn't have got away with the other charges. But we're going to see what happens. He will be sentenced, okay? He will be sentenced coming up on October the 3rd. I will be watching any updates as related to that, and whatever the outcome is going to be on that day. Of course, I'm going to go live and talk about it. You know that. I followed this Diddy case since day one, and none of that will change. I will definitely let y'all know. So that's it, and that's all on that. Moving on to our last topic, okay? So I guess this is an update, because we've been talking about this situation with Chris Blake and Stefon Diggs, and now Cardi B has jumped in. Y'all know she is dating Stefon Diggs, so she's jumped in, and she is arguing with Blake Griffin, and he has responded. So let's get into it. Okay. Shout out to the Girls Are Fighting. Chris Blake fires back at Cardi B and defends Stefon Diggs. Said that she's got to shake her ass at Walmart to sell her albums. Ooh, hold up now. So Cardi B is responding by saying that Chris lied because he was stealing and got caught. Said that, and there's receipts for that. She goes on to say he lied on Gervonta Davis, which y'all know he is a boxer, and changed his story over 1,000 times. So let's go ahead and read up on what's said, and then I'll play you guys the audio. Then I'm gonna let you guys go. All right. So it says that, of course, I just read to you guys that Chris Blake fires back at Cardi B and defends Stefon Diggs, said that she's got to shake her ass at Walmart in order to sell her albums. Y'all know Cardi's been going around promoting. She's been everywhere, okay? She's been everywhere, Walmart included. So they're saying that Cardi B isn't here for the drama unless it's on her terms. Now, after celebrity stylist Chris Blake Griffith accused Cardi's boyfriend, Stefon Diggs, of assaulting him, said the Grammy Award-winning rapper has fired back. Now, City Girls rapper JT jumped in earlier this week, taking direct shots at Cardi and Stefon Diggs, seemingly backing Griffith's claims. Now, said that JT's post didn't hold back, accusing Cardi of turning a blind eye and defending what she called unacceptable behavior. Now, I showed you guys yesterday, let's stop sharing and get back to my main page. I showed you guys yesterday the police report that we pulled. Let me see, can I pull it back up? I know I didn't get rid of it. Where Blake actually talked about Stefon Diggs, like putting his tongue in his ear and all kind of crazy bullshit. All right, hold on. Let me see, because I know I didn't get rid of it. Hold on. I didn't get rid of it. I just had it up yesterday. What did I do with it? Weird. Hold up. Shit. Because I know I got it. Let me re-upload it so you guys can see. For those of you joining for the first time, I know some of you, those of you that watched yesterday's video, just for the sake of getting it on this video as well, I'm going to go ahead and put it back up because I know I have it. Let's see. Is that it? Nope. Hold on. Yeah, because he was saying he stuck his tongue in his ear and all this crazy stuff. I was like, what? Is that it? Yeah, here you go. All right, so hold on. Let me get it pulled up, guys. Y'all be patient with me. I'm sorry. So you guys can get a visual of what was said and done. All right, because he's alleging that Stefon Diggs gave him some type of gummy. Okay, tried to drug him, according to him, according to Blake, says that Stefon Diggs gave him some type of some type of gummy to where he became discombobulated, and he, or better yet, let me leave it up here and just make it big. Okay. Ooh, child. All right, so let's do this. Let me go ahead and share, and then we'll look at it there because it's a lot. Ugh, it's a lot. So shout out to the Girls Are Fighting. So here's the incident narrative, okay? Here's the incident narrative. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it so you guys can get a better understanding. All right. Again, according to the Girls Are Fighting. Now, it said this report is an overview of the facts and circumstances surrounding the investigation. This report is not meant to be exhaustive. Rather, it is intended to serve as a general outline of the investigation. Now, on October 16th of 2024, the writer was working as the on-call detective for the Montgomery County Police Department, SVID SCX assault unit, when a notification was received of a sexual assault that occurred earlier, reported by Christopher Griffin, calling from California. It says the writer called Griffin and conducted an interview over the phone. Okay. It goes on to say that there is audio recording of the interview. If there is discrepancy, the audio will take precedence. It says that Griffin provided an email to the writer summarizing the incident. The following is the statement, not in its entirety. It said that Stefon Diggs drugged and sexually assaulted me on May the 22nd of 2023. And then 1 week later, he conspired to have me unalived on May 29th of 2023 to suppress his gay/bisexual sex bisexual secrets from becoming exposed after I denied his sexual advances and now knew his secrets. So it sounds like Blake was going to like be vocal about what Stefon Diggs did to him, which then would have uncovered that he is indeed bisexual. Okay. So it goes on to say that I was staying at his home in Rockville for one night from May 21st to May 22nd of 2023. Around 1 a.m. in the early morning of May 22nd of 2023, he and I left the Rockville, Maryland residence per high suggestion to go out to a couple of clubs in DC. Said he'd offer me all sorts of candy throughout the night that I didn't know was laced with drugs. He said that I denied some, but after a while, I got hungry and finally accepted some candy. Said that candy, which was a drug he gave me, made my pupil so big that I couldn't even see my eye color. Said it made my skin tingle to the touch, made my body pulsate to music, increased my sex drive in intense form, made it hard for me to form words into sentences, amongst other things. It goes on to say that we arrived back at the residence near the 4 a.m. hour of May 21st of 2023. And after driving in a 2-seater Porsche where it was just us in the car, he said that he put his arm around me. He put his tongue in my ear in a kissing fashion while whispering to me to come to his room. He put his arm around me like a brother would do, which is why I didn't find it odd. But when his arm was around me, he was gripping my shoulder forcefully, pulling me closer to him, which took away the distance that was once between us, then pulled this move. He says, I found it harder than normal to exert force because of whatever substance he drugged me with, and likely was expecting me at this point to be sedated by whatever he drugged me with earlier in the night. Ciao. So it goes on to say, with an ear drenched in his saliva and now realizing that I'd been drugged, we walked into his residence. He went left and walked up a spiral staircase into his bedroom while I ran down a long hallway to the bathroom that was at the end of this hallway. And for 45 minutes, I was splashing water on my face, trying to sober up from whatever he drugged me with while trying to plan my escape from his enormous property. He says, I came out of the bathroom and I was confronted by 2 women and 1 male who asked me to corroborate a story. Says that I was asked several times, so what are you going to say when you leave here? He says that I was asked to regurgitate the story that they asked me to corroborate back to them repeatedly. Says that I was then stripped of my clothes, robbed of my belongings. Says that robbed of things that I care not to mention until I speak to the active detective on my case. He says I was beaten and forced into a car and where I didn't even know the destination. He says I was robbed of my silver titanium Remora trunk, jewelry, and more. He says they stole a minimum of $30,000 to $50,000 out of my wallet. Okay, so that is what he pretty much said in the police report. What do you guys think about that? That is what Blake. Hold on, let me get back to it. So that is what Chris Blake had to say in terms of what happened while he was with Stefon Diggs on that night. What do y'all think about that? That shit crazy. That shit crazy. Then for them to repeatedly ask him, what are you going to say when you leave here? It sounds like they were trying to cover their tracks and cover their asses in terms of whatever happened that night. And whatever he gave him, it sounded like it was very, very dangerous. It sounded like it might have been some, what's the stuff they get? Ecstasy, sounds like, because I heard that's what it makes you do. It makes you very over sexualized. It does do things to your pupils as well. But y'all know they have these gummies out now that kind of give you that extra edge that make you be a little more crazy as well. So I don't know what the hell they gave him, but it sounds like they were trying to drug him up real good to kind of get him out of his mind and then probably gang R-word him or do some things that he, of course, did not consent to. So he is speaking out about it. There is a police report about it as well. I showed you guys yesterday. So he is sticking to his story. And it sounds like Cardi B has jumped into it now in terms of trying to quiet him down and jumping in on Stefon Diggs' side to, I guess, take up for him and speak up for him and show her support for him in this situation. I'm going to say this. A woman knows if her man is bi, and maybe Cardi doesn't care that that's the case. Even though she's having a baby by him, a woman knows if a man is into that. And we a few months ago, we saw on a boat, a yacht, where Stefon Diggs was on there with several women, where he had what appeared to be the pink coquiana on him, at which he got into some type of suspension from the NFL for that as well. Okay. So we do know that he is around the drug scene because it was seen on his person. So I'm not sure again what it was that he gave Chris Blake, but it sounds like something inappropriate was done. But yeah, that's it, and that's all. That is the that's the not progress report. That's the police report and the summary of the report in terms of the statement that Chris Blake gave to the police. So y'all got a little bit more insight on what happened on that night. Go ahead and put into the comments what y'all think about that. All right. It says, why have no charge be filed against Diggs if a police report was? I agree. I agree. Let me look at some comments right quick. I totally agree. Okay. So maybe they're still doing some type of investigation. I'm not sure, but he did do a police report. There is one there because I showed you guys, and he's sticking to his story in terms of what happened. So one thing about situations like this, it's not going to just happen one time. He's going to slip up and do this to somebody else, and his ass is going to get caught. And being that there is a police report filed, they're going to be able to go back and pull that police report as well to show that there is a pattern of behavior with this person. Now, if he is bi, a lot of these guys don't like to come out and be out with it like that. They want to be behind closed doors, kind of like Dwight Howard. For a long time, people insinuated that he liked being with men. He would always tell people that's my business, what I do in the bedroom. He never denied it, but he never admitted it. But again, I told you guys, a lot of these people in Hollywood who you don't think may be gay is definitely going that way. A lot of these guys, a lot of athletes as well, a lot of music artists, a lot of them are into that shit. So, hey, it is what it is. Again, I don't have no problem with nobody want to be that way. If that's how you want to be, that's between you and the Lord. But I do have a problem when a person is giving a person some type of drug in order to have their way with them because they decide they don't want to come out of the closet just yet. I have a problem with that shit because a person should not be forced to do anything against their will. And I mean, Stefon Diggs, it seems that you can get any woman that you want, but then again, maybe you don't want a woman. Maybe that, and again, like I said last night, it sounds like a cover story where these men get these beautiful women and keep a lot of women around him and juggle all these women to kind of keep people from insinuating or knowing or seeing the other side in terms of what they do behind closed doors or their secret sexual desires. And that's very sad. Not everybody want to come out of the closet and come out as being gay, but they do like to do those things behind the scenes. So it sounds like he was trying to do that to Chris Blake, and he did not, he did not want to be up on that. But yeah, that's what it sounds like. Let's see. Living with Purpose says people with money get away with these types of, yeah, they do. They really do. Sunny Day said, great Poppy and Real. Thanks so much. Okay. Deborah Holder says, and if I was Tasha K, I would shred like reporting on this story because it seems like she only covering it to get back at Cardi. Yeah, she definitely need to be careful with that, especially mentioning Cardi. I would definitely abort mission because she's already in trouble with Cardi. So she don't want Cardi to spin the block and have a good old lawsuit again on her defamation or something like that. Because baby, you still paying Cardi. You on a little payment plan with her. So Cardi got money to go to court, honey, for a real long time. You already saw that shit, and she will sue your ass. So yeah, y'all see what I'm reporting, honey. I'm reading directly from police reports and directly from what is reported and saying, you know, I'm doing all my shit. So yeah. All right. So the voice said that you should do more research on the guy making those claims. Okay, possibly. But again, I'm reading police reports and I'm reading from the actual publications that's reporting. And of course, I do be digging and finding out stuff on my own. And I do, you know, shout out my source where I'm reading it from. So it's really not my opinion. What I am giving, though, is from what I've seen in a lot of these situations with a lot of these people in Hollywood where they do have these issues of going both ways sometimes. Okay. But yeah, so that's it. And that's all on that. Okay. Thank you all for joining this live. So it said payment plan, caramels. Yeah, she's on a payment plan. Okay. She is on a payment plan with Cardi B from when she sued her ass. So I hope she, child, don't get in no more shit. Cause baby, I don't want you running back to Africa like Nettie and Celia all color purple trying to avoid that damn lawsuit again. Cause she is on your ass, baby. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, you guys also saw yesterday I announced that Rihanna, she did have her baby. She has a baby girl now, she and ASAP Rocky. So congratulations to them as well. Okay. Yes, the baby's name is Rocky. Hold on. Don't let me say you wrong, honey. Hold on. I don't want to okay, here you go. What's the baby name? Y'all saw the pictures. You should have seen the pictures. If you guys follow me on YouTube, of course, and also on my Facebook page as well. I posted over there, but it's Rocky something. Why I can't remember that shit. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Hold on. I'll tell you because I just saw it. Shit. I don't want to get the baby name wrong, but I know the baby's name is Rocky. Hold on. See, I'm ahead of y'all because I posted it yesterday. That's just how on it I be. Okay, here you go. Since y'all brought it up, let's go ahead and share before we go. The baby look like all her other kids. When I tell y'all these genes with Cardi B and then not Cardi B, but Rihanna and ASAP Rocky are very, very strong. Okay. The baby's name is Rocky Irish Mayer. Yeah, okay. Rocky Irish Mayer. She was born September the 13th. Okay. So bad girl Riri is actually sharing the pictures. That's her. She's so cute. Oh my God. It's making my fallopian tubes do a cartwheel. I love babies. Oh my God. So congratulations to Rihanna and ASAP Rocky on the birth of their third and newest bundle of joy. They have two other boys and now they welcome the baby girl. So we're going to see, is this her last baby? Is this going to be her last baby? It seems like she may have been trying to see if she could have a girl. Now she has a girl. We'll see if this is her last one. But I did read somewhere else too where ASAP Rocky was saying he did not want to hire nannies. He did not want babysitters because he says, hey, we had these kids and we waited our whole entire life to be parents. I don't want somebody else coming in to raise our kids. We want to do it. So I think that's why she's kind of taking a step back a little bit from the spotlight because she wants to be hands-on with her kids. And I respect that. You always see him with the kids as well. Even if they're out, Rihanna's either carrying the baby or he's carrying the baby. So they always have their kids. I can definitely give them that. So shout out to them. And they appear to be very good kids. And I know the kids are super spoiled because I know Rihanna is said to be a billionaire, honey. And ASAP Rocky also, he got a nice little bag over there as well. So shout out to them for being parents. Do I feel like they probably got married off the record and we just don't know it yet? I do, because she's really in love with him. Okay, that's so cute. Little ballerina shoes. But yeah, so y'all can put in there what y'all think. Shout out to Rihanna and ASAP Rocky on Rocky Irish Mayer. They're Mayors, rather. That's their new bundle of joy, honey. Shout out, honey. I love babies. All right. Yes, that's a beautiful baby, right? Beautiful. All right, so let's get out of here, guys. Love you guys down. Continue to comment into the comments. Y'all know I do respond and or read. Try to read them all. If I can. All right. So I will see you guys in the morning for Car Chronicles. We having thunderstorms here, so I probably will not go back on tonight, unless there's like some breaking news. Okay, but other than that, you guys have a wonderful night. Be safe, rest well, and I'll see you guys in the morning for our show. Okay, bye. Oh, thank you. You to my mods, my top flight mods, Scorpion, Miss Sweet Essence, Rose Armstead, True TV Podcast, and KVR, and Tyra. Thank you guys so much. Schoolboy, Sunny Day, Simple Mom Family TV, Purple Unicorn, and Stu Queen B, Just a T, please. Miss Diddy, if you're in the house, thank you so much. If we have any other content creators, let me know so that I can acknowledge you. If not, we're going to get on out of here, okay? Going once, going twice, nobody. Going once, going twice, nobody else. All right, let's get on out of here, honey. Let's go.
You can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. Better see with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.